Hello and welcome to Morning Negativity. Negativity is such a great way to start your day. Let's get started. This is actually attempt number 2 because the first time I recorded the wrong screen. So we actually got a bunch done, which was fun. We explored we should implement UBI. We have a couple of, actually, let's just expand this instead. We have, obviously, we should not implement UBI. We have UBI will reduce economic output because people get lazy. Lots of people think that that is true. Definitely think that it is relevant. Whether or not they know that they're liking its relevance, I'm unsure. Place all jobs. Humans will no longer need to work. We explored that a little bit. New jobs will come to exist. I think that's true. Increases educational attainment levels. So we explored a little bit this article, which argues that for every $4,000 paid to the poorest families, children attended an extra year of school. You could say it's an unreliable source. I showed you how to do a recursive relationship. So you can say unreliable, reliable, unreliable, reliable, and so on. It goes on forever. Maybe I'll show you how to do that again because it's kind of fun, a little bit hacky. UBI will make people creative, not lazy. I don't know. I think what I would say here is that okay. Well, let's just say that creativity is sufficient when you have creativity is only valuable when society's basic needs are met and so basic so work providing basic goods should be prioritized. Okay. Societies need are met, and so work. Creating over. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that this is not saying that it's not true. It's saying it's not relevant. It'd be really nice, actually, to be able to switch between whether you're saying relevant or true, right, in that little box. We don't have that feature. 10% income increase induced by an unconditional cash transfer decreases labor supply by only about 10%. This evidence that the parent point is true. I think that's actually the case. Oh, my new lines don't show up. My new lines don't show up, and shit. Oh yeah, it forgets about my. We're going back. My new lines don't show up, and I don't have link highlighting. People are saying that this is true, but I said this is true. Somebody else said this is true. I don't think they've read it. Only by a little bit. it's possible to have economic output increasing while labor supply decreases, for example. This is true. I think this is true. Okay. So but I like George Hott's argument, which is that UBI will enslave is kind of a overly powerful word. Recipients of UBI will cause will cause I'm trying to talk about whenever I struggle with the phrasing, I just ask ChatGPT. Okay, so help me write will cause people to become dependent on the person that distributes the payments, income, and that will give them economic, or I guess like undue economic and political control. Yeah. Yeah. So the entity providing, this is great, the entity providing UBI can leverage it for political gain, either by threatening to withhold funds or by buying a loyalty. And like good evidence of this happening is how Putin uses disbursements in Russia. So let's set that one up. We need to say so we only have negations, right? And so the way that we build up to adding that evidence is we first have to add the contrary evidence. So there are no examples of this happening in the real world. Or even stronger, this is not possible to. There are no. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can say this is. So if this were true, it would really matter because there should have been opportunities, unless, of course, there have never been instances of providing. There have never been instances of there have been no instances of income dispersal have not yet been instances of income dispersal systems in the world. There have not yet been implementations. There have been no. I think that is fine. Maybe we just see like there's a better way to write it. So we're going to say that. Obviously, that's not true. But if it were true, then that would explain this one. So, no, yeah, that's a little. Let's maybe. I'm going to make this irrelevant. You would say that have implemented globally. Globally makes it sound yeah, that's as of yet, there haven't been instances of the world anywhere in the world. There we go. That's the point. And you kind of want these things to stand alone. This one is great. It really stands alone. Haven't been into anywhere in the world. This is obviously not true. There have been many instances of income distribution programs the world over. Do we want to say this, or do we want to or have been tried? The Norway. So that will get us a couple of. That'll be a stronger response. It's okay to do like X is true, X is not true. That's fine, but it works better. Summarize those as in pensions. Barely made it under the limit. It really would be nice to have longer. I need new lines. I can't believe I'm not rendering new lines. Okay. I think this is true, and I think that that is relevant. And whenever I hit something that I think is both true and relevant, there's really no point in going deeper, right? Also, that's a point where I'd love to be notified when somebody replies to something that I think is both true and if I think it's true, I'd love to be notified that they think it's not true. If I think it's relevant, I'd love to know that they think it's not relevant because the conversation can continue. Okay, so how are we doing on time? We're 15 minutes in. Clearly, what just happened? Clearly, there are instances of this happening in the real world. Russia, President Putin uses pension as a political tool. Yeah, I mean, and this and the issue of pensions used as a vehicle for whatever. I don't know if this is true. If it was true, then it wouldn't matter, but I don't know if it's true. Okay, so we've got just a couple minutes left. I'm going to show you something real fast. Let's go back up to we should implement UBI. We should not implement UBI, right? Obviously, this is relevant. What I want to show you is that we can open this in WordCast. Obviously, like something you'd like to put under here is we should implement UBI, right? Because obviously this would be wrong if this were true. I'm going to show you how we do that. Right now we don't have an easy way to do it. So we have to go to, we have to grab this, copy. We have to go to, we should not implement UBI. If it will load for us, please. What happened to the internet? Did I just crash? Warpcast, here we go. We should implement UBI. So we need to copy this. We go in here. We write nah. That's the secret symbol of negation. And we put that in there. And you can see that just like we did with that other point that I showed you about we can now open this and we'll see that it has we should. What the fuck? Yeah, that's right. We should not. We should. We can open that. We can do it again, and so on. The loop is infinite. And so this makes sense, right? You can have these cycles. These are mutually negating. We call these rivals. And later on, they'll have some sort of import. You don't have to do this for now. I think eventually there'll just be a button that allows you to say that they're rivalrous. But I wanted to show you how we do it, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of like Vitalik said the other day. When you use an open protocol, there are it's kind of cool because you can use a different interface in order to achieve the same thing. And so since we don't have the feature yet in this UI, we can still pull it off because we can do it over in Warpcast. So I think that's the last thing that I wanted to kind of cover here. Man, it seems like my internet has gotten a little bit slow. We have built up good amount of argument. Reduce economic output, that's pretty relevant. This is pretty relevant. Non-displaceable, oh, this is new. Physical, tamper evidence security. I mean, if this were true, then it would be relevant. I wonder who wrote that. MJR did. That's cool. Was I gonna add anything else? We got Putin here. We got our. I mean, I think it's pretty good. We got a bunch of points added today. I taught you a couple things about how it's working under the hood. Oh, by the way, there's this like little information icon that you can click, and it will take you to an explanation of what veracity and relevance are doing, in case you haven't seen that yet. All right, so I think I'm done. This is round 2 of trying to record this. Thanks for coming along for the ride.